Hope you're all well, hope you're all healthy. Sorry about shit lighting. Quick post match. Preston North End, Leeds United at Deepdale. Well, what can you say about that game? It was certainly a big come down from Middlesbrough one, that is for sure. My balloon well and truly burst, is all I can say. What an absolute shocking shit watch that game was. It was like a rerun of last season. Only this time we got out of it with a point. I really don't know how we managed it. I'll be honest. God knows how that happened, but I'll take it all day long to get a point out of absolutely a performance like that. And when you look at that, I mean, shit performance, tick. Frustrating performance, tick. Lack of work rate and effort, tick. Million tippy-tappy passes and back to keeper, tick. Should we be beating teams like Preston if we're serious about automatic promotion? Tick. John Busby, referee, absolute bell end and corrupt, cheating bastard, tick, tick. Biggest shithouse award handed to Osmajic, tick. Who, incidentally, in a game against Blackburn, thinks it's acceptable to, put my fucking teeth back in, acceptable to take a chunk out at back of a Blackburn player, gets an 8-match ban, and then cries and rolls around like a little pudding when Dan James kicks ball at him while he's on floor, and it catches his great brushes against his eyebrow, and he's rolling around like an idiot. Oh, did you? Poor little baby. What a shame. What an absolute penis. And while we're on subject of penises, how did Ben Whiteman stay on pitch? Because that is the most blatant example of cheating I have ever seen. The fact that he did stay on pitch is unbelievable. Aronson gets pulled back when we were through on a counter-attack. 100% a yellow, no complaints, he never complained. Then Bogle gets clattered with his follow-through after the challenge. Left his foot in there, right on edge at box. Free kick ended up hitting kneecaps at wall with an half-hearted free kick by Joel Perreault, but that's another story altogether. So, but for me, nailed on second yellow card and an early bath for Whiteman, 100%. It was probably even a debatable straight red, if I'm being honest. You could even have that debate, but everybody knew it at the end of the day. Leeds fans knew it, Preston fans knew it, both benchers knew it, stewards knew it, ambulance and police knew it. But hang on a minute, cheating bastard John Busby has other ideas. What an absolute joker. He's a disgrace. And I'll tell you now, right, he should be defrocked of his reffing kit and whistle and fucked right off with fucking coots. Then to add insult to injury, he books Daniel Farker on touchline for moaning about a decision that fuckwit got wrong in first place. How does that work? How does that work? He never did anything about their play acting. He never did anything about the time wasting. He let him get away with numerous fouls and he never did anything. The time wasting was just bordering on ridiculous, to be honest with you, it really was. So what's he do? He rewarded us with 4 minutes added time. Four fucking minutes of added time. Now, at Elland Road, game before, Middlesbrough got 7 minutes added time when there wasn't even any time wasting because we don't do stuff like that. But officials obviously thought, well, let's give him an opportunity to maybe get an equaliser. We'll give him 7 minutes. Now, I don't ask for much. All I'm asking for is a bit of consistency between all clubs. All 24 clubs. That's all I'm asking. Because at the moment, it doesn't look that way. It always looks like every single time we're getting shit end at stick. Now, that's how it feels. The only positives I can take out of that game is the fact, like I've said before, is the fact that we managed to get a point out of it after playing dog shit. Because that's all we were, absolutely dog shit. And also the other positive I can take is the fact that away end were ran full with nearly 6,000 Leeds fans. Hoping to get maybe an improvement from that Blackburn game, which they didn't get, unfortunately. But absolutely fantastic support we've got and following we've got to away games. So great effort to each and every one of them. Now, I said in my last video, I will have an opportunity to criticise players in future at some point. Well, that didn't last long because it was only the last video, I think I said it. So here it is. Meslier, shite. Didn't have much to do, but when he did, all he did was either kick ball out of play or then he went and failed to get behind the ball when Potts fucking put it in back at net. Now, for me, he's got to be saving that. 100% got to be saving it. Yet defending was shite leading up to it. We were all over the place when strike came in. But he's got to do better than that. Fucking weak as piss. Bogle, dog shit again. I say again, he wasn't last week, but fucking sloppy shit passing. Frustrating to watch. Caught out of position loads of times. Nowhere near Potts when he got in to put them in front. But I thought, but then again, when you look at, Bogle shit, but the old defence were average for me. Absolutely average. Because the few times that they did come forward, which wasn't very often, let's be honest, because they spend all the time being negative and just making game look shit. But when they did cut through us, they cut through us like butter, because our defence weren't particularly good yesterday at all. So at midfield they battled, but again it was a difficult afternoon for both of them. It's hard to criticise Tanaka and Rothwell because they've been so good for us in previous weeks. So I ain't going to really do that, I'll be honest. Rothwell's corners and set pieces weren't really as good as they have been. But he'll be back, so, because he's a battler, and so is Tanaka. They'll both be back. I reckon they'll be back at it next Saturday. Dan James, he run about, never stopped, huffed and puffed. Never stopped running, always keeps trying as he does, running about, even if things are not going to plan. It was his ball into the box that were turned in for our equaliser. He hit bar, which were unfortunate, to be honest with you, because I think it took a nick. Otherwise, it could have ended up in that top corner, looking at the way it were going. So that were unfortunate for him. But he never stopped running, so fair play to him. Brendan Aronson, I've said it in previous videos, give him a break out of the team. And yesterday's performance just makes me bang that drum even louder, which incidentally they didn't crowd, and it were getting on my tits. Another shit performance. Didn't add anything to the team going forward. Always wanted to turn around and go backwards and tries to take easy option all the time. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So he had a great opportunity in first half from 10 yards out. He fluffed his lines and it ended up into row Z. He's too soft, absolutely too soft for a physical team like Preston, who are just aggressive. So he had no chance really. So a shit performance from him. Willie Nonto, he needs to do more. Not enough effort in my opinion, which cues me up perfectly for Mr. Lazy himself, Joe Perreault. Will somebody tell me what his actual role is? Because the game just passes him by. He does absolutely nothing without the ball. He is fucking bone idle. I played at centre half in Army when I used to play, but even now I think I could mark Perreault. Apart from tucking ball away now and again, if give him an opportunity, that's about it. That's all he does. He brings nothing to the team going forward. Apart from that, people say, yeah, that's what he's there for. I've said it before, that's what he's there for. And he can finish, but apart from that, he's got nothing else. He's better as an impact sub, like when he came on against Middlesbrough. And I know our options are limited with replacements, and they're not ideal. I mean, Bamford and Joseph. Bamford does a little flick on goal line and still misses. He still managed to miss. He were on fucking goal line. Unbelievable. And then, luckily for us though, Dan James kept going, whipped in across, and Joseph pressured defender who ended up putting it into his own goal, which was probably just as well because fucking Joseph missed it as well. So we've got two bookends up front. Fucking Bamford missed the sitter. Joseph would have missed it as well. But luckily he put it in his own net. So overall I'm chuffed with a point. I'm disappointed with performance. We need to put it to bed. We need to be back at it against Oxford United and put them to the sword at Elland Road next Saturday. We need to bounce back, get the 3 points again. You know, that's all we can do. Now, Daniel Farker's had his critics, and I totally get it. With the quality team he has at his disposal, we should be making mincemeat of a lot of these teams in the Championship, the likes of Preston. So, but at the end of the day, we're still second in league, and so there's no point being too down. We need to move on. we need to improve, and our away performances need to get way, way better than what they have been. But even so, that point could end up being massive at end of the season. Who knows? It could be absolutely crucial. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Smash the thumbs up on video if you could. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thanks for everybody who's already subscribed. I can't thank you all enough. Get in your comments below what you all thought of the game, guys. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. Take care, stay safe. I'll speak to you all soon. See you later, guys.